Hi there, welcome back to another week of Counter-Strike game and skin market update. This is Skinomics2, and this video covers the 13th to 19th of October 2025. We dive right into the Armory Pass, where most items had dropped since last week despite still remaining profitable. Noticeably, the 4 new item collections remain towards the bottom half of the table, of which the Dr. Boom Charms is the only one to remain below profitability. Although bucking the trend is the limited time M4 Solitude skin. Returns of almost 172% marks a significant premium over the previous 2 limited time items, the Deagle Heat Treated and the XM Solitude. Moving on, I sound like a broken record, but more items got the pump treatment this week. The top areas include various hand wrap gloves, all Clutch Napoko stickers from 2015, as well as some minimal wear and field tested versions of skins that were already pumped. As always, please exercise caution before making any purchases right now to avoid the dumping. Adding to the momentum is the offering of instant balance to be available for the purchase of other skins on YouPin, the second largest trading platform in China, now available to foreigners using the platform on a regular basis. This puts it one step ahead of both its Chinese rival Buff and its international peer CS Float. And so with this, we reach another market cap high of just over $6 billion US. The delta of growth has been on a very steep slope since August, and suggests unnatural movement as we have discussed before. Comparing the CS market to the currently very volatile cryptocurrency market, CS skins as a whole would place 20th between Hedera and Shiba Inu in terms of market cap. Speaking of crypto, earlier this week, both the Blast as well as the ESL YouTube channels were hacked. The hackers broadcasted videos in relation to a CS2 meme coin, which is probably a rug pull coin. Do not put your money in this. Now onto some extracted game codes from the famous leaker Gabe Follower. He posted 4 things this week, hinting at the return of the Cobblestone map, the retake game mode, as well as different ammo types and a game journal system. The latter 2 of the leaks are new items that have not been in the game before. The game journal system may or may not be related to skins. There is too little information at this point. Gabe Follower had also given an interview this week. He spoke about Counter-Strike being a third priority within Valve, as it is not an in-house project. Both Dota 2 and Deadlock takes priority over Counter-Strike, and the only reason why Counter-Strike still gets any attention is due to the money it generates. The accuracy of the interview cannot be confirmed, but the comments do seem factual given the current state of Counter-Strike. This is best demonstrated by the unpopular update this week, where Valve did not listen to any community feedback. Defusing the objective as a CT will now lower the weapon, and induce a delay of 150 milliseconds before the character is able to fire again. What this means is that there will now be fewer clutch moments, as the CTs are put under even bigger disadvantage if the objective is planted. Another change Valve made was to Premier, where players of any rank can queue together given that it is a 5-man squad. Whilst this means more friends can play together without alternative accounts, I am not sure if the approach will give a better experience for the other side. In a surprising move, M80 switched to their old logo before the upcoming Budapest Major. Their new logo had already received stickers from the Austin Major, so I guess it is not a bad idea to switch it up. This prompted NIP to do the same, perhaps in an attempt to relive their glory days in the mid-2010s. However, apparently it might be too late, as they had already submitted design for the Budapest Major. Na'Vi also tweeted a teaser of their old logo, but that one is probably a joke. We finished the headlines off this week with a bit of banter on Twitter. Mouse tweeted about the existence of a mouse within the negative space of their logo. Numerous other teams responded with obvious replies which made me chuckle. Feel free to pause the video if you want to have a look through them. Finally, let's move on to our weekly craft idea. By placing 3 scraped down Froggle stickers from the new community stickers collection in the order shown on screen, you can form a fake Titan logo. The price of these stickers shot up to over $5 when the craft spread across the internet, but had dropped back down to $1.67 at the time of this video. Furthermore, you can place a Cato 14 looking text by reversing a couple scraped down Austin Major foil signature stickers in silver and blue. Switching gears to market analysis. The Skinomics2 index, which contains a list of items I used to represent the market, decreased by 0.28% this week. This begins the second week of declines in my index, which is representative of the bipolarity within the market. The eSport Fire Index, which contains a list of 300 high-value liquid items, also declined following the brief high achieved at the end of last week, when factory new pumps were at their peak. Total trade value and volume data from SteamDT continue to increase from last week. We are closing in on 3.5 million trades per day on an average basis. Now, let's break the skin market movements this week down into categories. Starting off with knives and gloves, this category broadly increased over the past week, especially the gloves. Higher tiered weapon skins achieved mixed results, where some pumped up items fell, but not by a huge margin compared to the volatility in the past few weeks. Agents again did very poorly, with Sir Miami losing 9% in value. Last but not least, the affordable weapon segment also achieved mixed results, in line with its higher end counterpart. Moving on, the CS2 player base continues to remain stable as Battlefield takes on a large number of FPS players. The theory which suggests many of the players are bots gain more credit as a result of this. Case unboxing numbers dropped back down to 8.6 million within the week, which is still quite high compared to the recent few months. Non-active case prices had all increased this week. The margin of increase is not significant, but does signify the end of a long drawdown period within the sector. Active cases dropped for the most part with the exception of the recoil case. The recoil case has also the highest return on opening out of the 4 active cases at about 64%. Let's now take a glimpse at this week's biggest winners and losers. In the winners, 3 M4 skins in field tested condition took the cake, as the factory new iterations of these 3 skins have been pumped through the roof in the past couple weeks. On the other hand, the losers included a selection of factory new skins that were pumped on their way down, losing close to 50% in value each within the week. Unfortunately, the channel partner iTrade.gg is still on holidays, so I do not have the top trades data this week. We move into game news, where there were 3 updates in the week, of which the first 2 were replica of one another within 24 hours. Valve first published the defuse delay updates as we spoke about earlier on the 14th to the beta branch. Then they released it without considering the community feedback within 24 hours to the official servers. This is quite a puzzling decision. There were also a minor update on the 16th, which addressed a couple stickers clarity, as well as some gloves appearance during animation. Now onto the pro scene. The ESL Pro League Season 22 ended with Vitality taking the victory with their revival in form. Modern, which had clearly been the standout performer in the tournament, took the MVP despite losing in the final. The loss did end in controversy though, as Kioske refused his silver medal. Let's take a look. This week, the CS Asian Championship ended with Legacy taking their first international trophy. The final between Furia and Na'Vi is yet to be played for the Thunderpick World Championship as of this video. In other pro scene news, BC Games signed Electronic from Virtus Pro, whilst their Twitter account made the comment that a player they had approached demanded a helicopter ride with their partner every month. A Japanese ex-pro died of unknown causes. I wish for him to rest in peace. And lastly, Konfig announced his retirement as a player to become an agent within the scene for the upcoming players. Before we finish, here's the winner from last week's giveaway. Please reach out via Discord. Thank you. I am still open to skin donations, and a reminder to join my Discord. Please like, share and subscribe. On that bombshell, that was all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!